Welcome to part two of our video. Part one, we spoke about Zephany and how she got to find out that the mother that had raised her was not her real mother. So now she's 17 years old. She's called into the principal's office, and there are two ladies there who are social workers, and they're asking her questions. When were you born? Which hospital were you born in? And she tells them, this is the hospital and this is the date, the 30th of April to 1997. And they say there was no child who was born whose name is Lavona Solomon that was born on that date. Now she's shocked. She wants to see her mother, the person that they're claiming that had kidnapped her, and she just wants to go home, but they wouldn't let her. They tell her, bring your school bag, and the media goes crazy after that. The child that has been missing for 17 years has been found. And she says that it was so confusing for her. It was an emotional roller coaster. She didn't know what was going on, and she just wanted her mother's love. She wanted to speak to the mother who had raised her. Because now these strangers are telling her something that she doesn't understand. She was taken to a home. When she got there, she saw the conditions of other kids who have also been taken from their homes for different reasons. And she says when she looked at them, she said, I don't belong here. I grew up in a loving family, a mother that loved me. And luckily for her, one of the social workers took her with her, and they didn't leave her there. Now, Zephany finds herself now, she's the baby who was stolen in 1997, 17 years ago, in Courtroom hospital in 1997. And she was raised just 5 kilometers away from her biological parents' home. I don't know, maybe they bumped into each other at some point or not. I don't know. But after 17 years, a DNA is taken, and it is relieved. The truth is relieved that she is the daughter of Celeste and Monenes. She is not the daughter of Lavona and Michael Solomon, that she is known that she is Michelle Solomon all her life. Now, and what followed was an emotional chaos. It was just chaos, and I just need us to unpack it. So now she's 18. She's thrown into the spotlight. Her identity is shattered, and she grew up knowing that she's this person that she's not. And just like that, she becomes a daughter with two mothers. The other one is a stranger, and the other one, it's known to her. She knows her love, and now there's a court case. She has to go and testify. And, she's drawn to the mother that raised her, knows nothing about this one, and things had to happen. So now she says the social workers helped her a lot to try to make her understand. And the court case begins. And she was advised not to attend this case because it was too raw and it was just going to be too painful for her. And she insists on seeing the woman who raised her. She watches Lavona Solomon, the woman who kidnapped her, testifying during mitigation. So now she has to be there when the person is sentenced. What is mitigation? If you're new on this channel, there's a part where we call it the educational part of it, where we explain legal terms in ways that you, as a South African citizen, that you will understand. These legal jargons are not just for people in court, but they're there for us to also understand. So this is the part where I'll be explaining what mitigation is. So basically, mitigation is when a person tries to get a lighter sentence, showing that they are not a total monster. Think of it, it's like the court's version of please go easy on me. This is where Zephany Nurse had to go and also testify about this loving woman who has loved her all her life for 17 years, and she had to tell them about it. So she testifies not out of hate. She just wants to tell her truth because she wouldn't lie and say she was abused while she was not. Now she begs the judge not to be harsh. She's confused, she's torn, she's emotional. And this woman who had stolen her, who also loved her, and that's how she felt when she was growing up, she got 10 years imprisonment. So Lavona Solomon was sentenced to 10 years in prison, and because of good behavior, she got to serve the rest of the remaining years outside. So she didn't stay in prison for 10 years. The other one, she completed them outside. So she was released in 2023, and Zephany at first will visit her, and but over time the calls stopped. She stopped taking her calls, and the love, it didn't fade. It was there, but she had to give her biological mother a chance to get to know her family, and she had to just cut that off. Although the father who raised her, Michael Solomon, tried to speak to her that, can you please answer her calls at least, and what, but she had to be firm and make a decision that she needs to connect to the other family. So it wasn't easy for them as a family, as the biological family. Now she's with strangers. You must remember, she doesn't know these people. And now she's trying to rebuild whatever that was lost for 17 years. Zephany said the father couldn't understand, the biological father, that why are you choosing the other family? Because they took you, that woman took you away from us. It was just a chaos, emotional roller coaster, and they had to do a lot of work there as a family. So, and at some point, when she was due for parole, Zephany went with her biological parents to see the lady who raised her, and she says her birth mom was shaking, and it was as if she's going through the trauma all over again, scared that Zephany will choose the mother again over her. And she had to just hug her and reassure her that I'm here to stay. You are my birth mom. Yes, we are going through a lot, but I'm choosing you. So that reassured her. So in time, Celeste, the birth mom, Zephany, forgave Lavona. She understood the grief, the miscarriages, the deep sadness, and all of that. She just understood that this was a mom who was going through stuff. But remember, she went through hell, 17 years of hell. And she was angry at first, but I think forgiving her, it helped her. It relieved her of some issues that she had that were keeping her captive. So Zephany, now she's 28 years old. She's married. She's got 3 kids. And she's living her life. She's been in therapy for years. She was a single mom at some point. She was depressed. She was suicidal. But God showed up. And through prayer and counseling, she found healing. She even wrote a book. Yes, she wrote a book. She said that's when she found that she could help other young people through their pain and give them hope. She turned to her faith. She said she had a lot of questions to ask God. Why did this happen to me? And she got solace in the verse of Jeremiah 29, verse 11. And now she works with the youth, churches, and survivors, teaching them that even stolen belongings can become beautiful futures. Why am I sharing this with you, South Africa? I'm sharing this to show that not every child who's stolen is unalived. Not every child who was stolen is raped or something terrible happens. There are children who are taken from hospitals, who are taken for wherever they might have been taken from. They grow up in loving families, but lives were destroyed. We have seen it in her life that a lot of things have happened. There was a lot of confusion. Their world was turned upside down. So it's also a warning that in hospitals right now, there are people who are pretending to be nurses. I mean, we've seen someone pretending to be a doctor, advising people on TikTok. and we found out that something was not quite okay. And there are people like that who are desperate, and they do things that will change other people's lives forever. So we don't know where Jocelyn is, but we know that after 17 years, this family found their loved one. It wasn't easy. They went through a lot, but this story is not just a kidnapping story. It's something that talks about reunion, that when hugs fade, questions rise. You are stuck in the middle of two worlds. We've seen it here. But she chose healing, she chose honesty, she chose purpose again. And if you're going through something, I know it might not be identical to this, but there is hope. Take it from Zephany. You can still come out of the whole thing. And with that being said, if you're a parent, you've lost a child, you've just lost a child, like Jaden, now in a cruel way that we've seen possible. The world is cruel. We don't know where Jocelyn Smith is, and we've heard about this story that hope came back even after 17 years. I just need you to know that we are thinking of you. We might not know you, you are going through the most, but please find spiritual healing, comfort from your family, your faith, wherever you can. And yeah, with this being said, thank you for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hitting that notification button. And until next time, God bless.